we are talking about the art of listening. Okay? So just now Eric has given us a lot about the science background. So now I think it's about time for us to relax and just flow, okay, into the being. And saying that, we are really talking about first starting with the intention. I believe that everything that we do in life, we have an intention. Even the foundation of the most philosophical question, we're talking about who we are and what we are here for. So let's start this session 2 by anchoring in our intention. So if I could get everyone just to spend a moment here for the next 45 minutes or so, setting the intention here. What would you like to get from this session? What are you here for? So just spend probably about a moment to think about that. Yeah? So as we hold that thought, breathe in, take a deep breath from your abdomen, breathing in, holding the thought as you hold your breath, and breathe out with your mouth and say, so it is. So it is. Breathe in, holding the thought, breathing out. Anchoring ourselves to the intention and being present to this moment of now. One last time. Breathing in, holding the intention, and breathe out. Very good. So you probably, if this is the first time that you have joined my session, my workshop, you probably realize by now that my session is a little bit different. I'm an experiential learning trainer, so I'm also an educator. I firmly believe in experiential learning because, like Dr. John Jewell was saying, the founder of project-based learning, the only way we learn is through reflecting from our experience. So, setting intention, we're here to talk about what is listening. Here, a lot of people think, communication is all about A decoding to B. So it's a lot of doing here. I'm going to just be here and listen. So, I would like to ask you, how many of you think that you are a great listener? Give me a thumbs up if you think that you are a great listener and you always know people's hidden message. Give me a thumbs on the side if you feel that, you're pretty happy with your listening skill, but there's always still room to improve. Or give me a thumbs down if you think you will, definitely need to have a lot of learning in this area. We do this in our school all the time. Thumbs down doesn't mean that you are bad. It just means that we have stuff that we need to learn. Right? So, thank you for being honest. The only way we learn is where we know that there are things that we still need to improve on. Right? We do this a lot with our students. So, like I say to all my students and my parents, that in my workshop there is no right or wrong, good or bad, like the art. Right? In art there is really no right or wrong, good or bad. There's really being honest to you, to who you are, and having the reflection, the willingness to face our own vulnerability, and that courage to reflect. Yeah? So that's actually, thank you for playing, because the only failure in life is a failure to participate. Alright, so say, this workshop is a lot more about interaction. I wish that this is a physical workshop, but because we just experienced MCO, I know a lot of people are probably going through another roller coaster ride. Turbulence and I don't know, stuff going on, and maybe just stuck in one roof with your family members is something could be overwhelming. So we would like to put you into we would like to actually allocate you to a buddy. Yeah. So for the next 5 minutes, we'll allocate you to one buddy. Danielle will help me to do that. Thank you, Danielle. When I say split, then you split. Yeah. Scary. Right. So with your buddy, I would like you to share with them what is life, in this way, experiencing the CMCO. How have you been doing? Yeah, how have you been doing? Number 2, how do you feel about the CMCO? How do you feel about the CMCO? Number 3, what has changed? With the CMCO that's coming back again. How is it affecting your life, basically? How is it affecting your life? What has changed, because of the CMCO that's coming back again. Yeah, generally, just having this conversation about the CMCO that's happening right now, so that we can get something off our chest. Yeah. I want to just have you reflect, during that experience, So, between the 2 people, which one of you did the most talking? Put out your hand.
Oh.
Yeah? So between the 2 of you, who started talking about themselves first? Between the 2 of you, who asked the most questions?
My congregation, we are about to say we talk equally much.
Alright. Between the 2 of you, did you feel that in that conversation you fully expressed yourself of the impact that the MCO had on you? Have a feel of that. Did you feel that you really expressed yourself fully? Or was it really just a superficial conversation?
I expressed fully.
Good, Carmen.
I did too.
So, and between the 2 of you, did you leave this conversation feeling that you have been heard? H-E-A-R-D, heard.
Yes.
So these are just questions for you to reflect on. Yeah, remember from the beginning I just said in my workshop there is really no right or wrong, good or bad. It's really a lot of reflection, going deeper into the being and have us really think deeper.
I saw a bit hard because I was in the room all by myself for 5 minutes.
Okay, pardon the technology. But
Talking to yourself.
I think somebody's trying to tell me a message.
and
You were not the only one.
not the only one.
I think all of us were without partners.
Yes.
Alright, now I want you to take this moment again
So sad.
to have a think about this. I love this group because we really have fun. Just being so open but so humble. And people here are just so willing to just just learn. You see, that's what beautiful about this group. That's what makes me still in Malaysia, I think. So here, I want you to think about this. Now, think about the person that just shared what they have shared to you. I want you to reflect and have a think about this. What did you know? So reflect, so you don't have to share here, yeah? So what did you hear what they say? Think about it. What did you hear what they say? For those who managed to pair, yeah? Did you understand what they were trying to express? Did you hear the underlying message of what they were saying? How do you think that person actually feel about the MCO? So now that we have gone through all these questions, I want you to give me a thumbs up again if you feel that your body, you feel that you have expressed yourself and your body expressed themselves. You know, both of you fully getting on understanding what each other say and how each other feel. Give me a thumbs up. Very good. Give me a thumbs on the side saying that, yeah, you know, we kind of, but you know, we're getting there. Thumbs side. Yeah? And maybe thumbs down, you say, actually, I'm really not sure. Good. Alright. So, we're really talking about what is listening. We can put in a lot of statistics, a lot of data, a lot of, you know, science behind it, give you a formula. But at the end of the day, I believe that listening is really an art because everyone takes it differently. Everyone hears it differently. When everyone hears it and takes it differently and then respond to it differently, how do we know how one will take it? So let's say that if we're really talking to our mentee, how can we really hear what they say? So let me ask a very easy question first. What do we use to listen? What do we use to listen?
Yes.
Heart.
Our heart.
With our heart.
Listen with our heart. I'm glad no one's, you know, that you didn't say listen with our ears first. Of course we need our ears to listen. The first thing that we use to listen is what?
We must be present.
Yes.
We must be present. Conscious.
Eye contact. We listen with our eyes. When my son was very young, we learned a song and it was so beautiful. It just, you know, it's really, you know, deep in my heart because the song was really saying, listen with your eyes. Sing everything you see. How many of us really listen with our eyes? Having the eye contact with the person, because eyes is where the souls connect. So before we jump in so quickly to feel that we can hear whatever that is actually, you know, surrounding us, but bear in mind a lot of hearing, we have a lot of distraction. We have the outside distraction and we also have a lot of internal distraction. What am I going to do later? What happened before? You know, he's just not making sense. I've got lunch to do tomorrow. I still have to do grocery. It's MCO. Where can I go? All the roads are blocked. So the only way where you can get yourself back is to connect to the eyes again. we're talking about listening with the heart. But that itself is a very big topic. We're really talking about feeling them, empathizing their feeling. Did you know that when you're so quick jumping into a conclusion or giving them advice, they most likely do not feel heard? How's our body language? Is it open or closed? Are we nodding? Are we closing or defending? What about our smile? Are we encouraging them to share? Or are we so eager wanting to say, hey, I'm worse than you. What? You think you can't hike? I can't even drive.
Do it.
Yes.
For example,
Somebody
in
was
this
talking.
meeting, should we be listening without videos on?
Maybe I can do a special one just for you.
You're making, try to make a connection.
Yeah. So, and we're really talking about the being. The energy that we carry around us. What energy do you, have you ever experienced it? Sometimes when people just walk past you, you kind of just feel like, you need to kind of back up a little bit. Or there are people who just walk to you, you just, can just pour your heart out to them. Even to strangers, I have some strangers just came in, just told me the deepest, darkest secrets. And it's really a lot about carrying that energy where people can feel very safe. Are we, at the end of the day, we're really talking about being very present. And I tell you, if you have a phone beside you, chances are you're not going to be very present. Because I remember somebody said, I think it was Eckhart Tolle, when you try to multitask, you're not present. So, how many times we come out of a conversation feeling that we have actually talked more than listened? How many times we come out of a conversation feeling that we actually still know very little about that person or what's going on in their life, how MCO has really affected them? We always talk about authenticity in the REF. How can we really connect to that person so that that person can be authentic to you? This is what we're really talking about here. So, what is listening really? As a coach, we work very, very, very hard to build a safe and trusting space. Because once we have this established, you find that the person will say anything to you. And the only way to build this is having them truly feel heard, acknowledged, accepted unconditionally. So listening is the first step towards building a safe and trusting relationship. And I believe this is the intention of listening. What would it be like if from now and forward, every time when you go to your mentee, you set this intention, I'm going to be really listen to my mentee. I'm really going to listen to how he or she is feeling, how he or she is going through with the experiences, how he or she is trying to overcome their own struggles, how he or she is working towards that goal that they want to achieve. And coming out, feeling and leaving them, feeling that my mentor really cared about me. And that I can fully trust my mentor, not to impress my mentor. Because I work with the Asian kids here, I know they are very, very well-behaved students. A lot of time, they want to tell you every good thing that happens to them, but shy away all the things that will make them not a good student, not a thriver, not an overcomer, because they don't want to look weak in front of you. And they put on this mask that I'm strong. And that is why we see how mental diseases just keep going up. Because when people push themselves to that limit where they can't take it anymore, they break down. That's why we hear again and again people who suffer from depression, people who actually have suicidal intention or even committed suicide. We were shocked. I had a client, a student that came to me. They have a high achieving girl in their school, in her class, committed suicide with no whatsoever notice. You don't even know. There's no sign at all. It was shocking, even to the parents. Because that night, when she decided to take her life at the age of 17, she was still happily having dinner with the parents before she went into the room and hung herself. Happened in Malaysia 2 years ago. So I know we only have a very limited time here. And I know that there are some of us who just cannot stop wanting to talk. So we take a baby step, yeah? Because being present to listen, I tell you, it's a skill. It's a skill that we need practice again and again and again. It's a skill that we need to go inward, to reflect, to filter our thoughts, to clear our thoughts, to take away our judgment, to take away, what we think it should be, what we think it ought to be, what we think it could be. To really be unconditionally there for that person. So I know some of us do need some baby steps. So this is what we do. If you really have the urge to talk, if you really have the urge to say, no, I have to give you advice, I need to tell you what to do. Before you tell them, say you must do this, say that I would like you to think about. Before you go straight into judging them and say, no, you are wrong, express your concern. I'm concerned about this behavior. before you go straight into wanting to give you advice, you know, when people started saying that, look, MCO is another disaster because, you know, you just cannot know what this government is going to do next. What do you hear from here? You know, there's concern, there's worry, you know, because there's uncertainty, right? What I just said. Empathize rather than telling me, don't worry lah. Just get used to it. It's like that. Welcome to Malaysia. Empathize. It must be so difficult for you. It must be hard to go through that roller coaster ride again. Before we go into defense, saying that no, it's not me, reflect. What am I thinking? What is the urge to say what I want to say? What is the deeper thought behind that thought? What is the underlying emotion behind this anger? What am I really upset about? How come when my mentee doesn't listen to me, I get so edged out? Is it really about them? Or maybe it might just make me look bad as a mentor that I could not be with. Reflection. Before we go into criticize, listen again. What are they really trying to say? Before we do anything, be there for them. Be with them. Be in the heart. Because like you say, only the heart connects. Nothing else. So, I would like to leave you with one last message. Ego begets ego. Love begets love. The only way that we can have our mentee feel the love that we have for them is through our own love. Thank you.